Okay. Here we are once again. I just tried to do a little camera trick, but every time I try to do something, it takes me hours to figure. And then the momentum for the video gets lost. So we are back. Again, thanks for you all 700 people that stayed around. Let me fix my tie. Yeah. Nice and tidy. Had some work to do today. One of the main reasons why I'm back, because as I have said, it's when I started, I thought I was gonna be able to monetize at least the teaching one, yeah, as I have mentioned. But and then I had a little break, let's call it, and then these guys here, let me, and then these guys here from the Think Media, they are driving me mental, like not driving me mental. It's more, look at this video. This working mom made 44K from one video. And if you go to their
Can you break down what the strategy?
if you go to their channel, I have watched a few already. How she hit 20K subs using AI tools. So I just seen a video from them. There was also from a mom. Uh, there was also a lady that had kids, and it's not the first time I hear that. She consistently, like, she posted uh, with some, how do you say it, with some consistency. And she said, like, man, I missed the, but the thumbnail was, she made she paid her mortgage with bad videos. Oh, I can't find it. Next time I find it, I'll keep it. These guys have loads of videos there. But yeah, was something similar to that one, like that a mom paid her mortgage with bad videos, just because of the consistency, yeah. And then, yeah, I'm gonna have to watch these now. But yeah, let me click.
So there have been a lot of new
I'm gonna have to have these. Yeah, you see, I'm with another. Yeah, right. So I'm gonna have to watch this. But yeah, the video was saying that she paid her mortgage with bad videos. And there is another guy that I have seen, and he also says that, oh, my videos were really bad, and I realized that, but I couldn't make it better, so I kept posting. And then it got to a point that people accepted my badness, my bad videos, so I am kind of like, all right, okay. Obviously, I tend to improve, like, everybody, I think, in some ways tries to improve somehow. For me, as I have mentioned, I have learned a lot already with uh, this year that I have been. I used to fear computers. Like, I only used computers for emails and, YouTube, and that was it. So, it has been a good journey, but yeah. So that's why I came back, because of these guys mainly. And today's video goes to the memory lane, because I mentioned that I was going to talk about Amsterdam. So, Amsterdam, the first time I've been there was in 2007, 8. And I went there because I was returning from New Zealand after my first divorce, and then I didn't have my European passport yet. So, to get in, I did come in as a tourist, and then I bought a student visa inside here. Yeah, that was the easiest way at the time. Nowadays, you cannot buy a student visas from inside the country. You have to leave the country and then come back and then apply for it. So, I was really excited as a pothead. I was really stoked to be going there. So what happened is, to return to London, I bought a ticket to do a Euro rail trip that I passed through three countries, which were Germany, the Netherlands, and Belgium. And then, that's a long story though. And then the beginning of the trip was everything okay. And then I passed in Amsterdam. I had a great time. I went to Berlin. I went to Brussels. In Brussels wasn't so good, because what happened is, after I think I went Berlin and then Amsterdam and then Brussels. And then, what I was coming from Amsterdam, and that's probably, a scam that used to be common. Nowadays we have internet to warn us about that. And I had the dreadlocks at that time as well. I had long dreadlocks. And then this guy saw me on the train, and then he asked, "Oh, you're going to Brussels?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, you want to go coffee shop?" Dreadlocks, ear stretchers, like 31 millimeter. And um, I'll see if I find a picture and I'll add it on the edition. And then, yeah, I can look now. And then, the guy got on me, and then he took me out for because I believed on him. So he took me to uh, a different station, and when we left the station, there were two guys already waiting for me outside, and I was with this guy that invited me. A proper, c'est la vie. And then, yeah, so as soon as I got out, oh no, I got out, and then the guy started to offer me buds, and then I said, "Oh, but there isn't a coffee shop like you said," and stuff. Said, "No, no, no, my friend's gonna bring it here." And then I was like, "Oh, okay." And then he he came in there with his friends. One came behind, and the other one bought me the weed. And then I was very beginner, So I took the stack of money from my pocket, and then I took the money, and then I gave it to him, and then I got the thing, and then I looked. I said, "Hey, man, that's no weed and stuff," because I recognized already straight away. And then the other one got me, on a head choke from the back, and then they grabbed the money that was already in my pocket. They put their hands in and got the money from my pocket, and yeah, that was it. And I got robbed. And I lost quite a bit of money at that time. It was something about like almost I think 300 euros or something. It was basically all the money I had, which made me take bad decisions after. And then what happened after was that I got really stressed out because of that. I lost my money, and my brother was here in London, Didier, and then he was guiding me through and helping me out to get everything done. But because I got stressed and nervous after being robbed, you see how I am. I was gonna show the image, and then I started to clean my glass. Yeah. So yeah, I got nervous because I lost that money, and then what I did was I anticipated my flight to London, and I tried to get in. But then, because I broke down the trip, when I was coming in, I was already nervous and, you know, a bit low because I had lost the money and broke the trip, which also suspicious, right? And then the English immigration, they didn't let me in. They didn't deported me, but they didn't deport me, but they uh, they didn't allow me in the country. So they wanted to send me to Brazil, and then I said, no, I came from France. So if you don't want to let me in, you have to send me back to France. And then I even remember the lady looking at me, and she was like, "Yeah, quite a bit for a tourist." I said, "Yeah, you have to when you travel with a third world passport, eh?" And then yeah, they sent me back to France, and then my brother was sending me money every week or every day to, or every 2, 3 days to pay for a hostel in Paris. But when I was in Amsterdam, I had met some dodgy people, yeah? So I lied to my brother, and I went back to Amsterdam, and then I was staying at a squat house with crazy Frenchman, a skinhead Frenchman that, I'll get to that soon, why I left the squad. In the beginning, it was all good, he was taking me out to the supermarkets, buying like, a sleeping bag for me. He helped me out quite a bit. And we were staying this squat house in Westerstraat somewhere. And, it was there for me, it was happy days because, I mean, not happy days, but, facing what I was facing, within the dealing with the situations I was getting the money for the hostel that I wasn't paying, so I was smoking the money, and drinking and whatever. Uh, so yeah, and then my brother was again planning for me to try to go to another airport, because what happened then, I destroyed my documents, and then I apply for, oh, and then after to do a new passport, I had to go back to the Netherlands because in Paris I think it was 30 days to make the passport, and in Amsterdam was in Rotterdam was like 3 days. They made a handmade passport. So I was already in Amsterdam, but my brother didn't know, so he sent me the money to go to Amsterdam as well. And then I was already to go to Rotterdam, but I was already in Amsterdam. So then I went there to do the passport, whatnot, and then I got the passport, and then I was supposed to go back to Paris. I didn't again. I stayed there. Again, my brother was sending me the money for the hostel, and then one day also I go. I was like, money was running out. I couldn't stay there anymore. Like just spending my brother's money, and even if I were in Paris, it would have been even worse because I would have had only the money for the hostel, and I wouldn't have any other money. And Paris, it's a city that I must say the least one of the cities that I least liked. It was Paris. So one day also I went to the Heineken experience, and then I got really pissed. Smoked a lot of buds, and then I said, "Bummer that." I went to the airport, bought a ticket, and flew to Luton Airport. And yeah, I will never forget that day. I was really nervous. I was ready, like, if they didn't let me in at that time, I was just gonna ask to send me back to Brazil. And then, yeah, the lady looked at me and she asked what I was gonna do. Bah bah bah. Okay, welcome to UK, and boom, and I got in. And I got so excited that I forgot my cell phone on the desk, and I didn't come back to get. And it was already a prepaid cell phone. I don't know if you guys remember, but back in the day, you could buy like a prepaid phone, like it was named as prepaid phone. It's not like today that you bought a phone and you could put a chip. It was literally a prepaid phone. I don't remember if you had to put a chip or if it was. I don't remember. But why? Because I had a nice slide phone, but in Amsterdam, it wasn't the squat. It was when I was in a hostel one night, passed out, and then I put the phone under my pillow with the alarm, and probably the alarm came off, and I didn't wake up. Someone must have heard and put their hand and took my phone. So with that phone, I have lost a lot of amazing pictures, especially these ones from the squad, and it was, yeah. So I lost that phone in Amsterdam, robbed. I was robbed in Brussels, and then after I got robbed in Amsterdam, and then after I got robbed in Brussels, and then after, yeah, I left. I got robbed in Brussels first, and then the phone in Amsterdam, and then I forgot the phone on the immigration. What a trip, eh? Yeah, but after that I came in, and yeah, everything was okay. That's when I worked here. You can see a Hard Rock Cafe. That was my nickname there. Happy Days. And here there are a couple of pictures of my dreadlocks. No, here's the day I cut them out. Oh, very disappointed. That was for the second marriage that I cut it to go live in Italy. So in order to find a job, that was the keyboard my brother gave me when I was starting playing. So he took the keys out, so I would remember what was what. Yeah, that was the picture I wanted to show this. there you go. Here I had already done the earlobe surgery because they were, oh look, they were quite big. Look at that. Oops, look at that. It's 31 mil. It was. This is in New Zealand. So yeah, that was it. That was a tragic trip. In Berlin, I had a great time. Like, but I'm gonna speak more about Berlin because a lot of things happened there as well. And then Berlin was really good. And yeah, Berlin and then Brussels. I never really liked Brussels after that. I know you can't judge for only one thing, but literally after that, I kind of lost a little bit. I only started liking Brussels again after I found out that they don't say quatre vingt they say no one, which makes more sense to me. But yeah, apart from that, so that was it. My first time was there when I came to Europe. Passing Amsterdam, had a great time, met people. Went to Brussels, got robbed. Back to Paris, and then Paris, uh, Amsterdam, and Rotterdam to get the passport done, and then I stayed there until I after I was after I got robbed. I tried to come in, refused. Back to Amsterdam to squat house, and then after I from out of the blue, I said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna fly there and see what happens." And today I work as an interpreter here. Right? Yeah, goes around, guys. Goes around. That's why I came back. Everything goes around. So you never know. You never know. So yeah, really cool. Back in those days was, I don't know, was really different because after in 2022 now I moved again to Amsterdam, and this time I was working for a hotel Marriott, and I worked for the Plaza and Marriott actually, and I lived in the hotels. Stayed 3 months on one. I couldn't find rent, so I said, "Oh, I can't find rent." They said, "Oh, you have to leave." I said, "Okay." So I went to another hotel. 3 months to live there. I said, "I can't find rent. You'll have to leave." I said, "Oh." So I left Amsterdam. Too expensive to find rent there. I bought a camper van, and then this last time in 2022, yeah, I couldn't find rent. So I bought a foldable caravan. Tried to live on that, but got done a few times, and I said, "Oh, back of that." But yeah, in all the pictures I had about this time, I lost on a computer on a laptop that was stolen in Brazil after that. I've been robbed so many times. Now I don't drink anymore, so I am a bit more aware of everything. Okie dokie, so let's go. That's us. Enough time. Hope you watched. If you have watched, let me know about Amsterdam. You like Amsterdam? Do you have any tragic stories about Amsterdam or some funny ones? Again, I had a great time, but because some things like these, losing a phone at that time, it wasn't like today so easy to buy another phone. And all the contacts as well. There was no internet at that time, eh? And losing the money, the phone, that was it. Kind of like covers up all the good things that happen. But as I said, it was a great time living the squat. I went to amazing psychedelic trance parties. You know, one of them in a boat. Actually, it was one of the coolest ones that I have ever been because I dropped my gear and then I was playing with the wall because the sound wave it was metal. Yeah, it was the sound was like wow, and then the sound wave was hitting on the wall and pushing me forward. So I was really close to the wall because I don't like anybody behind me, and then I was like almost staying in angle like this because the sound wave is so yeah, really cool. I had amazing time. I can't. I was just inexperienced, and I am like a believer in people. So nowadays, obviously I'm 45 now, but back in the day, I am learning kind of. I still have to hold myself a little bit because I am too nice to people. Alrighty, so here we go. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get back with daily, maybe because I kind of miss this moment, like my brother said of therapy. Like having a moment here. And now I am doing a lot of my notes, and I am gonna try. I bit my tongue again because I said I wasn't gonna do. I am not gonna do like line by line, but I am gonna get organized more my script and the content. So hopefully I can get some people to chat with, and I can pay my mortgage. I don't have one, but maybe I'll give my mom a house. She has one, but I help more people. That's always been my intention to help more people. But it's always that thing, when you become rich to a point that make a lot of money. I think the first thing everybody does is either give your mom or your dad. My dad is not here anymore, but give your mom a house or a car. So in terms of my mom, yeah, I think it would be a house in my hometown because she has a beach house, and in my hometown, she lives with my grandmother because she looks after my grandmother, her mom, that is 100-year-old in June. Yeah, my grandmother is an angel. She's unbelievable. But yeah, anyway, I don't know where I got this money stuff, but yeah, but I think that's it. Continue posting things there, and I'm gonna work it out, improve this uh, structure of the subject and the content itself, and voila. But today, this video goes memory lane, tragedy in Amsterdam and Brussels and at the immigration in London. Yeah, it was fun. It would be fun if it wasn't tragic. It would be funny if it wasn't tragic. If it weren't tragic. It's good. It's good to remember some of that stuff. Right, so here we go. Amsterdam, next one. I got already the whole week I have planned already for what I'm gonna talk. And I saw these guys. No, not these guys. I saw these guys talking. There is a video that I'm gonna do kind of a joke about it. Yeah, this guy has all the catchy videos. Hey, look at these. Like, oh, new YouTube report of why some channels grow. Fucking hell. And others do not. I'm sure you're gonna watch that if you're willing to grow your channel, no? But yeah, that's it. Memory lane. I have already the whole week here. I'm following the next video. I'm following one of his advices, and it meant to be funny. At least I thought it was funny. But as I have heard from them, even your worst video can become your best or your most profitable. So I'm gonna start to post the bad videos as well. Why not? Apparently, the world's gonna end in 2029 with AI taking over, the machines taking over. So we're gonna still talk about conspiracy here. Don't worry. See you around.